Welcome to Dr. Nasar Shahid's channel for well-being and prevention of diseases, especially chronic pain. In this series, I am first going over the concepts of well-being, which I mentioned in my previous video. Here, I'm going to go and focus on the body, the physicality. Now, our body has a different way of interacting with its environment. It is very specialized, it's very finely tuned. If it is not going according to the natural way, it will protest. The initial protest might not be seen by us. And then at the end of this protest, a disease comes into our life. So there is a long distance between when it starts protesting and when it manifests itself in diseases. This journey, we can stop it somewhere in between if we follow the natural laws. So there are 5 determinants of knowing whether we are on the right track or not for our physicality. Let me mention those 5 determinants. The first one is that if we sleep enough, which is 7 to 8 hours in a day, in 24 hours, especially in the early part of the night, and when we wake up, we are not energetic, that is one determinant that we are doing something wrong. Either there is something wrong with our sleep quality, or we have difficulty in sleeping enough time, or we are not sleeping in the right time. So either of these indicated in when we wake up and our day is not full of energy. The second thing, which is actually the part of the same thing, that after eating our food, whatever we put in our body, if we are not energetic and we don't feel that we want to do something, that also indicates that there is something wrong with our gastrointestinal system and the rest of the body, because our gastrointestinal system is part of the external environment, not just internal environment. It is a place where the internal environment faces the external environment. So practically, the gastrointestinal tract, which starts with mouth to our last part of GI, is part of an external environment. It's right facing the internal environment. So there is something wrong there. So these are the 2 determinants, sleep and diet. The third determinant is our core strengthening, the core body. If the core body is strong enough, we can prevent many mechanical and postural problems. So what is core? Core is between your rib cage and your pelvic bone, which we call love handles. Everything front and back is the core. All those muscles, ligaments, all those tissues are core. That has to be strong, that has to be toned up. It is not just looking good, it has to be very well built, because our center of gravity lies in front of the lower part of the abdomen. So if that core is weak, nobody can prevent diseases and accelerated degeneration process in the rest of the body. So this core has to be strong. How we check that, that's another story and we'll come to it. But first, let's understand what are the determinants. So this was the third determinant of our health, of our physicality. Then the fourth determinant is basically part of the same core. The close to the core is the hip joint. Hip joints are where your lower extremity, your legs and thighs meet the trunk. If that joint is flexible, that flexibility is one determinant of our physicality going in the right direction. Now, the modern lifestyle has given us a sitting position which is more than what our body can handle. So as a result, these muscles which are around the hip joint become either tight or become weakened. So as a result, the rest of the mechanical problems, rest of the joint pain, that starts coming into our body. So that was the fourth one. And the fifth one is basically the ability to push up at least 10 proper push-ups with good techniques. And I will come to it, what are the good techniques. So again, let me go over the 5 determinants of physicality. Number 1 is sleep, adequate sleep with good quality. If we are not energetic, that shows that our physicality is not in the right direction. Number 2 is what we put in our body. If after eating we feel sleepy and groggy and sedated, that means something wrong with our area where our body interacts with the environment. Third is our core strengthening. Fourth is our ability of the hip joint to be more flexible. And the fifth, last but not the least, is our ability to have 10 push-ups. If we can do 10 push-ups, that means we can lift our body. So we are going to go over in the next video how to measure these 5 determinants and what can we do to make these things better. We will take one of each and go over how we can make it better. And in this way, we will be able to achieve the physicality out of the way in the journey of well-being.